Welcome to the channel. What is going on? I'm zmoT. We're going to be doing some warships, but first you got to jump into that creator boost. I know it's annoying every 7 days, but it is incredibly helpful. Now, I am sitting here at rank 22. I've won 8 of my last 10, one of them in the most tight, nerve-wracking, nail-biting finishes that I can remember, and I'm going to show you how I'm hitting. Now, this hit, I know yesterday we talked about Rocket Choppas. Things changed overnight. These very compact, very tough to hit bases just got made very easy. Now, first and foremost, with that cryo bomb, do not waste your tokens on it. Yes, you get a little bit of tech, you get 10 tech levels, but you get absolutely nothing else. Nothing changes when you upgrade that cryo bomb, except for you cry because you've wasted your tokens. That is number 1. Number 2, my Barrage is at tick 3. Haven't upgraded that yet. Just feel like tick 3 is the cheap answer. It costs you like 150,000 tokens, but beyond that, I'm holding out. Not having artillery means using Barrage doesn't really make a ton of sense. We've got that shock blaster. Don't have the troop health. That has been tempting, but we have so far avoided it. We do have this troop health back here though, and we do have 1 GBE node. Don't have this, actually 2 GBE nodes I should say. Don't have that third one up there because it's 34, it's expensive, and heavy choppas and seekers are just around the corner. Anyways, I digress. I'm going to show you how I've been hitting these bases. Now, spoiler alert for those of you who saw it early, warriors. The beautiful thing about, by the way, look at how Bullet stands in the hero landing craft. Just an absolute beast with 1 leg hanging out. So the beautiful thing about the fact that we're using warriors on warships is that you can go practice them on your main base. Nail your hits. If you don't have instant training, this is a great way to practice your hits before you do it live. Really doesn't matter if you fail on the main base because your rank is not going to go down. What you're going to practice first and foremost is getting Bullet out first, then getting all of your warriors in that one nice straight line, and then forcing your troops to walk in that nice straight line using a ground flare. Now, we have the advantage in warships where we don't have to force them with using a ground flare because we've got silly little things like walls and gaps and things like that on warships. So Bullet's gonna stand there, he's gonna taunt, all of our troops are gonna pound away at that headquarters or engine room or whatever it might be. And then on warships, they'll continue on and clear other engine rooms. Obviously on the main base, that's not a thing. That warrior hit was, I'd give that about a A-. We lost 19 warriors, which is a lot. You won't lose that many on warships. Now I'm gonna show you my replays and show you how I've been doing it, just to make sure that we show you all the 6 engine room bases. This one is just spread out. We don't care about that. That's just walking around with Rocket Choppas. Blue Cat, same thing, just running around the outside, keeping our Rocket Choppas alive. This is where things start to get interesting though. When you start seeing these bases, you know that your Rocket Choppas are going to spread willy-nilly. You're going to get super frustrated. We got shock mines and more mines hidden around behind things. And that's where the cryo bomb is so good. Cryo bomb there, see that nice straight line of the flags, getting our troops out, getting that flag out, and then getting the flare and the next cryo bomb. Now 1-2 into that final kill zone. And if we pause right about there, you're gonna see that why this is working. So Bullet's gonna taunt the shock blaster and the boom cannon and the flamethrower, all of this stuff. All we really need, like if we do a quick pausey moment here, all we really need is a shock over here. All the rest of the stuff is gonna be cleared by Bullet. And all we really need to worry about is mines and the occasional shock. So I have been using warriors with 1 shock at a time. If you have that extra GBE, maybe you can do 2 shocks at a time, but just sitting here, 1 shock, clearing all of the things, a little bit of critter action to clear some mines and to distract the shock blaster. Keeping that one shock coming as our warriors clear underneath that sky shield. Nothing is really doing all that much damage to us. Cryo bomb, again, just managing the mines and then shocking one at a time, getting our troops, letting them just flow on out, and then eventually getting the heck away. So at this point, you'll see they've got a ton of defenses down in this central spot. We can avoid all of those by using our beautiful, beautiful flares, using our boom beach knowledge from the main base, getting that smoke out a little bit early. Another smoke, don't need to be super precise, and then throwing that next shock out. Bullet at the moment is being fairly useless. We cleared the mines ahead of where we want to go. And then, again, bullet at this point is just, wait for me, guys. Hey, wait, guys. You know, like that younger brother just trying to catch up. But we're going to flare on there. One more smoke. And then as our troops arrive, do we have any more gunboat energy? No, unfortunately don't have another shock, but bullet's going to taunt, which is going to nullify that boom cannon, sniper, and machine gun. Down goes the engine room. That time I think was like 208 or something like that. And then against zmoT, another 208. Same sort of thing. Quick note. Let me just get my Photoshop out here. So I dug into the details of the cryo bomb. The cryo bomb has a radius of 8 tiles. That right there is 8 tiles from here. So if you drop your cryo bomb on that line, you can clear all of these shock mines and then into about here. Let me just double check. And by the way, when I say I got my Photoshop, you know what? I'll just get the Photoshop. Let's just put that in. There we go. So this is exactly what I was talking about. Used Photoshop, got the tiles, did the measuring, and that is where you want to drop your cryo bomb. That is the optimal spot if you're using warriors, because you're going to clear as far towards the shore and as far towards the engine rooms as you can. Play with that a little bit, but that is where math says you should drop your cryo bomb. Yes, I love using math when it comes to attacks. I think my cryo bomb here nailed it. A little bit south of where it needs to be, but you'll notice flag out, getting our flare out. Now this one a little bit better. Flaring the rocket launcher that's underneath the sky shield can do a little bit better. Doesn't matter if it's a rocket launcher or a flamethrower or what the heck it is. Just get your troops underneath there. And this is the next detail. I think I do it on this one. Yeah, here we go. Cryo bomb on that right-hand side can be incredibly useful for hitting things like rocket launchers, boom cannons. If they've got their shock blaster over there, use that right-hand side edge to give yourself an edge. And then because that shock blaster is taunted, didn't need to worry about that too much. And then just clearing through. Now, I was very tempted to go up and get this engine room first, but because our troops just kept clearing in a great way, I decided to just keep going south. So there's no one rinse and repeat method like with Rocket Choppas at the 5 engine room level. It's kind of just see where your troops are going to go, try to anticipate where your troops are going to go, and then just you kind of have to flow with it and figure out where you're going to go next as it happens. I don't have the foresight to see exactly where my troops are going to go at all times, but generally speaking, like they're over there getting us some extra gunboat energy. Flaring back might have helped a little bit, but we've got enough warriors that they're spread out enough that it helps us avoid that shock mine, get our troops running away, and then finally throwing that cryo bomb to get rid of that shock mine, and our troops take down the final engine room, and Bob is your uncle and all the rest of that stuff. I don't think this was, I think this was a 5 engine room. Yeah, so we will try to do a live attack just in case that helps in some way, somehow. I can't guarantee we'll get a warrior hit, but I'll do my darndest. Let's load up all those warriors. Anytime I get a 5, I use Rocket Choppas. Anytime I get a spread 6, I use Rocket Choppas. Anytime I get those clumpy bases like the one I'm running, built by Nightwada, by the way, into warriors we go. So it's nice to have 2 fun troops in the toolbox. But it all depends. If you're comfortable using smoke and flares and things like that, Rocket Choppas and Warriors are probably your game. Otherwise, you probably have Kavan. You're probably using Bombardiers and Rifles and tanks. I have an account doing that as well, but it is not doing nearly as well, and it is not nearly as much fun to play. So I really like the fact that we have to balance our GBE, whether we're using critters or shocks or taunts or cryo bombs. There's a 6. Now, we probably can't flare that flamethrower, that rocket launcher underneath that sky shield. So the machine gun is a great starting spot anyways. We are going to start out getting that cryo bomb out here. We're going to drop that cryo bomb exactly where we talked about. Then always drop bullet first, because bullet runs a little bit slower than the rest of the gang. Getting those smokes out. Now you'll notice that I'm not gapping my smokes. You definitely can gap your smokes, but I just haven't been doing it because I haven't really needed to. Taunting there, shocking there, and then we should just be able to clear through all of this stuff bit by stinking little bit. Our warriors are going to go ham. They're going to go every which way. And we need to get a shock out about there. Trying not to shock our warriors. That definitely has been a problem for me in the past. And on this one, our troops are not exactly going where I would have liked them to, so we are going to flare and get that back engine room first. Let's get on back there. We'll throw a smoke on the front corner of that flamethrower to get our troops underneath there. Give them a little bit of time to get themselves situated, and then we'll just clear all of this stuff. Getting through all of that so that we can come back and probably need to get that there, and then we'll flare all the way onto that engine room. Long ways for our dudes to travel, but we should be able to get all of them onto that engine room bit by stinking little bit. Just need Mr. Bullet to get there as well. Getting that final taunt, and I think we're going to fail on this one. Not liking the looks of this stuff at all. Our troops definitely went a way that I wasn't hoping that they would go, but we still picked up the win. So yes, I showed you 2 full clears, or maybe it was 3 full clears with warriors. Definitely did not get that on this one, but was still enough to pick up the win. So yes, still relying on the base to give me a little bit of a push, but bases potentially are getting a little bit better and a little bit smarter to defend against warriors. So hopefully this video finds you and helps you get onto that next tier, helps you with a little bit of advantage. And I gotta say, I can't stress this enough. Maybe go clear your map. Get your warrior skills rocking and rolling. Get on in. Just do a couple warrior hits on your main base. Use a couple boats of troops. If you don't have instant training, then you're probably going to get 1 to 2, depending on how good your warrior skills is. Yes, I just said that. Get that beautiful straight starting line. Do use ground flares on the main base. And this, I can't believe I'm saying it, but on warships, it simplifies your hits. It means that you don't have to use ground flares, because those walls force your troops, those walls and gaps, I should say, force your troops to go nice and skinny. So we're just going to throw 1 shock over here, getting those dudes out. Should lose like 1 or 2 troops at most here. I would guess we lost 2. Much better. As your warrior skills ramp up, then jump into warships. It is a huge advantage to be able to practice your hits. Reminder, you can always use friendly challenges as well to not waste any troops. And yes, I know you can do that with bombardiers and riflemen and tanks and things like that, but you can't with Rocket Choppas, and warriors are a much more realistic transfer than Rocket Choppa, than when you're using tanks and riflemen and things, because it just, there's not the same level. You're not facing 6 rocket launchers with riflemen and tanks, but Anyways, hopefully that makes sense. I'm not going to belabor the fact any longer. I am zmoT. Hopefully this video helped you, got you into that next rank, helped you get some engine rooms, whatever it might be. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about Warriors. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace.